Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, October 20th, 2020 Dars highlights. Major themes include the significance of the color of the sun that you witness in vision. The Dars began with a commentary on the significance of the color of the light when it discloses itself with the grandeur and majesty of the sun, or the size of the sun. The Shaykh explains that the sun itself is unqualified. However, its color is time bound. It's qualified and it changes according to the time or the location of the sun in the sky of the heart. And so there's a correspondence between the color that the sun takes on in the heart of the murid and the murid's own moments or periods of proximity to Allah, the moments that have the most barakah for him in his day or her day. The Shaykh explained that if the sun is white, if it takes on a white color, then the dhikr that's most powerful for you, your dhikr is at dawn, and you should prolong your dawn dhikr. If the sun is orange, then that's Asr time, in the late afternoon. That's when you should really focus on the preparing for the Asr prayer, reading Quran, and reciting the awrad of Asr time. Because invoking Allah Ta'ala at this time for you will recharge your batteries. It will give you a power, a strength that you won't find in other times of the day. When Allah Ta'ala shows you the sun and it's the color orange, He's telling you to prepare for Asr, because that's the hour of your response. The sun itself does not change, because it's the station of Ihsan, but its variation gives you a specific window into the time for ijtihad, the time to exert spiritual effort. If you see it yellow, then it's dhuhr time, at the middle of the day, and you should prepare yourself to encounter your Lord at dhuhr time. So just look up to the physical sun above you, understand its movements, understand its times and its stages, and draw knowledge of the physical sun and apply that to your knowledge of the visions that you have of the sun. So as we said, if you see orange, that's the Asr time, late afternoon, and you don't have permission to invoke the name Al-Malik, the king, if you see the nur in the color orange. We say that the name Al-Malik, the king, is denoted in the Malakut by the color orange, but that doesn't give you permission, if you see the color orange, to invoke that name. If you do that, you will tire yourself and lengthen your journey. Stay in istighfar and cling to the invocations that your Shaykh has given you. But when you observe the color orange, draw from it knowledge that the late afternoon time of the day is the hour of barakah and opening for you. Allah Ta'ala says on the lips of the Prophet ﷺ, God is ad-dahr. Ad-dahr is the eon, the principle from which time emerges, from which waqt emerges. And ad-dahr is identified with God Himself. The ma'iyya, togetherness with God, is specified and qualified by specific times of prayer: Subh, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha. The Subh prayer, the sun takes on a certain color at that time. It takes on a certain color at Dhuhr time, the color of At-Tali'a, the rising. And then at the color of Al-Asr, as Usara, a certain orange color takes place. The Malikis calculate the hours of the times of the prayer, not by the sun, interestingly, but by the shadow of the sun. In that sense, you are the shadow of the sun, and the proximity that you have to effacement in the Divine Presence depends on the sun that you see at the station of ihsan, the station of worshipping God as if you see him. So if you see the sun in the white color, you should add rawatib, add supererogatory devotions at that time. So this is what you do when you know the time that's yours. You know that this is your time, and you do more dhikr at that time, more tafakkur, more reflection on the creation of the heavens and the earth. You increase your rawatib at that time in order to attain extinction in God. This is the principle, and it applies for the station of ihsan. As for the station of the star, its station is that of Islam, and fuqara who see one star, that's the shahada, 2 stars, that's the shahada, and the prayers, 3 is the shahada prayers and the fasting, 4 is with the zakat, and 5 includes the hajj, it's the 5 pillars. The Shaykh also mentioned, he reiterated the point, if you don't have the nur, don't sit with me. This may cause you distance from your Lord. The condition of sitting with me and listening to these durus is to see the nur and to proclaim it in your testimonial. If you don't do this, you're going to find my words strange. Our understanding is luminous, it's nurani, and that's why we don't have a public lecture. You have to be among Ahlul Nur. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد.